Do you want to learn how to make heavy drum and bass womp basses like Boo? Well, you've come to the right place. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a disgusting womp bass inside of Serum. Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a womp bass inside of Serum. This is the kind of bass you hear people like Boo use a lot, particularly the bass we're going to be making today. It's kind of got that Boo style to it, but there's also other producers such as Dominators, well known for his use of the womp kind of bass. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Before I start, I should mention that I've just dropped a pack of womp bass presets for Serum, which you can go and grab from the top link in the description. Now, here's the bass that we're going to be making today. So, here we are inside of Serum, good old Serum. So yeah, let's get straight into what we're going to be doing with this. So the first thing we want to do, turn the randomization down and turn the level down as we often do, and we're going to assign LFO1 to oscillator A. And then we're just going to make this kind of LFO shape. A lot of womp basses have got a very similar kind of sound to them in terms of the attack and decay and release. So this is a pretty typical womp bass LFO shape, which you can use for all kinds of different womp basses. And then we're going to grab harmonic subtle wavetable from the digital section. We can turn it down 2 octaves. And you should have a sound like this. And we're just going to turn this to trigger mode. Now, if you don't have good headphones or speakers, or you're just watching from a phone, you might not even be able to hear that, to be honest. And then we're just going to turn the wavetable position up to about here, and we're going to modulate that with LFO1. We drag that back to about there, just to get some nice movement going. Then next up, we can turn on oscillator B, and we're going to turn down the random and level because we're just using this for FM. Then we're going to go on to analog and basic shapes. And then we can turn on FM from B, which will probably be cut off on your screen, but that's why I clicked on there. We can turn up to about here. And then next up, we're going to turn on the filter. Obviously, we just need it on A because B is turned down. We can turn it down to about here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to change this to high 12. And then we're going to modulate that again with LFO1. In fact, I'll turn that up a little bit. And we're going to turn this down to there. Just cutting off a bit of the unwanted low end. And then finally on this screen, we're going to turn on the sub, turn the level down, whack it down a couple of octaves and modulate it with LFO1 down to about there. Not doing too much at the moment, but it's just going to help drive it and distort it a bit more in a second. And also we can just turn on the mono here. So next up, we're going to head into the effects section. First, we're going to use hyperdimension, a favorite of mine if you've watched other tutorials. So we're just going to turn the mix up to about here. And of course, just make sure the size is turned down on the dimension section and the mix is turned down on the hyper section. Next up, we're going to grab some distortion. We're going to turn this to asymmetrical distortion. We're going to turn the drive up to about here, and then we're going to whack LFO1 on. And it's just going to be driving it nicely, giving it a little bit of grit. Next up, we can whack on the chorus, and we're just going to turn the low pass filter up slightly. And then we're going to turn the mix, say to about there. Just gives it an extra little bit of stereo. In fact, let's turn that up slightly. Just kind of, yeah, a bit of stereo, a bit more information, a bit more stuff going on. Next up, we can grab an EQ, and then we're going to turn on the low cut. We can leave this on 210 Hertz, but we're going to grab LFO1. Just modulate that ever so slightly, just on 5. And you can hear we're starting to get a bit more of that womp going. Then we're going to grab the top end, turn it down slightly, but then modulate it with LFO1, starting to add some grit. And just to take it even further, we're going to crank that up all the way. Now you can hear we've kind of got the basis for this sound, but we're about to get it going properly by adding a load of drive using the filter section, which, I mean, may be unusual, but it's what we're going to do here. We can leave on MG low 6, turn the cutoff up slightly, and then we're going to grab LFO1, like we are often doing, and just modulate the cutoff. Then we can turn the drive all the way up. Now, apologies if that's just got really loud for you, but we're going to fix that so that it's not clipping loads by grabbing a compressor, Just turn the gain up slightly, but I found that if you leave all the other settings where they are for this, it works quite nicely. In fact, we're going to turn this down a bit. Now you can mess around with multiband if you want, but I think just leave it on the normal. And you want to mess around with the gain as well. I found if you turn the gain up a bit, but turn the actual master volume of Serum down, then you get this kind of nice distorted sound. And depending on the level coming out of Serum, you might want to add in a limiter or a clipper just to stop it getting too much. But yeah, you can hear you've got this cool womp bass sound going. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, you can whack a sub underneath this, but it's got an alright sub already. But yeah, actually, personally, I'd add a slight low cut to this afterwards. And then if you duplicate the patch and just use a sine wave, add some distortion and stuff, you can get a nice fat sub bass going underneath, pair them together with the same MIDI, and you've got a ridiculous combination. And of course, whack some drums under there, you basically got a full drop going. But yeah, that's basically everything for this. As I said, if you're looking for more presets in this kind of style, make sure you check out the top link in the description. I've got womp basses there. I've also got drums, other basses. Go and check it out. And yeah, if there's any more tutorials you want to see, anything specific, make sure you leave a comment. And if you found this video useful, please subscribe, leave a like. It's all appreciated. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.